Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay. So continue ಮಾಡೋಣ. What did we do last time? Then ನನಗೆ ಎರಡೆರಡು ಕಡೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ I have put different numbers here. Yes. Okay. akṣharāṇām dvandvosmi ಅದು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 32 ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? Okay, let me we had to start 32, right?
ಹೌದಮ್ಮ.
32 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು.
ಪವನಃ ಪವತಾಂ ಅಸ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ pull it out.
Show the slides so that it would be easy to check.
ಅದೇ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ I have made wrong numbering, so I'm getting confused. 32, 31. Pavanah Pavatam is 31. 32 is sargāṇām ādir antaśh madhyaṁ chaiva Arjuna. Adanna I have missed it in the slides. That's why. Okay, I will share this thing only. Okay. This is the shloka. Sargāṇām ādirantaśh madhyaṁ chaivāham Arjuna adhyātma-vidyā vidyānāṁ vādaḥ pravadatām aham. Yes. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಚಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಸರ್ಗಾಣಾಮಾದಿರಂತಶ್ಚ ಮಧ್ಯಂ ಚೈವಾಹಮರ್ಜುನ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮವಿದ್ಯಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾನಾಂ ವಾದ ಪ್ರವದತಾಮಹಂ.
Yes.
sargāṇām ādirantashc madhyam chaivāham arjuna adhyātma-vidyā vidyānāṁ vādaḥ pravadatām aham.
sargāṇām ādirantashc madhyam chaiva arjuna adhyātma-vidyā vidyānāṁ vādaḥ pravadatām aham.
Anyone else interested can chant.
Yeah. Purnima, you noticed everyone is chanting so beautifully.
So beautifully. That's this thing, no? Abhyasa yoga, that's called, right? Go on doing it and we'll get it.
sargāṇām ādirantashc madhyam chaivāham arjuna adhyātma-vidyā vidyānāṁ vādaḥ pravadatām aham.
Beautiful. Anyone else wants to go?
I will try actually.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Sargāṇām ādir antaśh madhyam chaivam Arjuna adhyātma-vidyā vidyānāṁ. I can't see very well. My God, I think my power has.
Yeah, I know, because I missed it in my slides and I have opened another site. Vādaḥ pravadatām aham.
Vādaḥ pravadatām aham. Sorry, I don't know. I think something's wrong. I think I should check my eyesight. I really can't read it.
No, don't you worry about it. You did well. Okay. So this means, oh Arjuna, know me to be the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creation. He has said this before and he'll say it 1,000 times. And still, we kind of don't get it. Sargāṇām ādihi antah cha madhyam cha aham Arjuna. Among sciences, I am the science of spirituality. Adhyātma-vidyā vidyānāṁ. right? Vādaḥ pravadatām aham. And in the debates, I am the logical conclusion. I mean, it doesn't sound quite right in English. Among all the vadas, the kinds of debates, I am pravadata. Let us see what it means. Okay. Sargāṇām ādir antaśh. It is not a repetition of Shloka 20, where he says, I am the beginning, middle. Again, he says the same thing. But that was, the commentators, they say that was regarding time. I am the future, the present, the past, and everything. This is space. I'm all pervading. Omnipresence. This is omnipresence. Space-wise. I'm in all the 14 lokas. Up and down. And all the subtle. All lokas means this is the physical loka, gross world, subtle world. All the worlds together is 14 lokas. And he says, I am the ādir and antaśh of all the sargas, the lokas. And then adhyātma-vidyā, vidyānāṁ. Adhyātma-vidyā is what we are doing right now. Jnana. Jnana is what directly concerns me, and I am that. Among all the sacred knowledges, I am this wonderful sacred knowledge. Why? Why, people? Why is adhyātma-vidyā is the vidya? Really? Why is it the most sacred?
To know oneself, that
Yeah.
is the only vidya available. Whereas all other vidyas are about objects. This is about the subject.
Very nice, Jayashree. So well put. I'm so proud. Anything else? And why should we know the subject?
How do I know myself otherwise? How do I know myself?
Yeah.
Atma-vidyā.
Yes.
That
Atma-vidyā.
is the only vidya which has to be known.
Knowing which you know everything.
Yes.
That on that whole premise, all the Upanishads are based. In the Chandogya Upanishad, Shvetaketu's father Uddalaka asked him. He comes very cocky from his, ashrama. He says, I know everything. I have learned everything. From the Gurukula he comes, and the father challenges him. He says, do you know that? Knowing by which you know everything? And he doesn't know the answer.
No, he says, even my guru doesn't know that.
My
So
guru
he's
doesn't
not
know,
taught
he
me.
didn't teach me. Yeah. So beautiful. And so
Then Uddalaka says 9 times without saying aham brahmasmi, he explains to him 9 ways how it is. If you
yes.
know the gold,
Yes.
you know all the ornaments.
Yeah.
If you know the water, you know about the
The
wave,
waves, the bubbles.
foam, the bubbles,
Mhm.
like that. He goes
Yes.
on and on and on.
You know iron, you know the nail cutter, you know the pot and the pan, everything.
So, Purnimaji, you should share. I think probably we should share your story here when you gave your pravachana on Monday. That was about that, right?
Yeah, it was the same thing. Yeah.
Yes. No, I listened only for part of it. I need to go back and listen again. I joined a little late, so.
Okay. So that is adhyātma-vidyā, which is all the Upanishads are all about, and we are all into it, and we are very, very grateful and very fortunate, is all we can say. Aita. And then he says, this is very interesting. Vādaḥ pravadatām aham. Pravadata means talks, all kinds of talks. What we are now having is a conversation, so many times. What are the kinds of talks? Can we just go through? There's a conversation and there's a dialogue, and then
Argument.
And then yes, come on.
Debate.
Discussion. Mm.
What did Shweta say?
Debate.
Debate,
Yeah.
argument, conversation, dialogue, all these things. So the Shastra, see, everything has got a name in our Shastra. Imagine, like how we just, discussed many things, and they all have a certain property. Okay, so Samvada is what now, what we are in Bhagavad Gita, it is Krishna Arjuna Samvada, isn't it? It's a Samvada is between a teacher and a student. From higher to lower is called Samvada. And Vada is a discussion between equals. Vada is a discussion between two is equals. And the goal of a Vada is to exchange views, not to cut down the other fellow. Is to exchange views. Vada andre, now in Kannada we don't use that, we use Vada in a different way. Vada means we use it as a debate. It is not debate actually. In Vada, it is a exchange of views between equals, not in order to show the other fellow down. That is why Krishna is saying, among all kinds of talks, I am this Vada, I am the debate. He's saying he's Samvada. He's addressing the common man, because not all the time that we are talking to our superiors. So we are most commonly transacting with equals in the world. He says, that is what I am. Remember that we are not to cut down each other, mock each other, demean each other. We have to have an intelligent conversation, is what Krishna is saying. So when you are see how beautiful is this? Even when I'm talking to another person, I should remember Krishna, because I am Vada. He says, the whole point of Vibhuti Yoga is to remember Krishna in little things of life. So beautiful. So in this Vada, we have an open mind, and there is no challenging attitude, and there is nothing gladiatorial about it. In a debate, we are like gladiators. I want to prove my point. That is what we have in schools, debate competitions. And so, and you know what? In the debate, apparently, there are some rules. In ancient India also, they had debates. How we have the famous example of Shankaracharya and the Sureshwaracharya, who was not Sureshwaracharya earlier. What was his name? Nirmala, you remember? That Saraswati was the wife. Though he had a debate with that Mandana Mishra. And he had a debate, Shankaracharya, because he wanted to establish Advaita. And so there also, in that debate also, they don't go for each other's throats. Through words, they establish the superiority of one kind of, point of view. And the other person is supposed to, before he attacks one fellow on one point, the opposition has to repeat. He has to establish that he has understood what the opponent is saying, and then only counter it. See, here in debates, what do? We hardly read or understand what the other fellow is saying, and we just rush in with our argument. No, even there in the debate, they had these rules. Have you understood what I am saying completely? And so the other fellow has to repeat ante, whatever this fellow has said, and then counter it. So all these kinds of rules were there. So beautiful. And then there was always a referee. There was always a referee. And so in this Mandana Mishra and Shankaracharya's case, the wife was the referee. And she was so fair that both of them were excellent. Both of them were such wonderful debaters that she couldn't decide who was the better one. So you know what she did? She put a garland on each of them, the wife of Mandana Mishra. She put a flower garland on Shankara and her husband. And he says, the garland which wilts first, that man is the loser. That means when you're full of that adhyātma-vidyā and when you're full of that atma-vidyā, one is ever fresh, one never gets tired, and one can never be wrong. And so that's how Shankaracharya wins. She decides that yes, Shankaracharya is the better, has got the better Vada. So beautiful, no?
Swami Yogananda, even after he passed away, his body was fresh.
Paramahamsa Yogananda. That's what we have heard from our accounts.
It did not even wilt away.
And now, yeah, amazing. That shows how that adhyātma-vidyā shines through and pervades even the BMI. Beautiful. All right. So, yes, Shweta.
I was reading something, Purnimaji, in that they said when Nalanda University was there, to get into Nalanda University, there were many big gates around the university. So one who want to get an admission, they have to do a debate. They'll give you a topic. You have to do a debate. If you are qualified, then only they used to get admission in Nalanda University itself.
See, correct. So now we have some watered down versions of objective type question and answer and all that, which is fine. But this is very important. How to speak without letting the other fellow feel stupid, which is what we kind of do all the time. And so this another, I was reading somewhere that these Buddhists and Hindu schools of thought had thousands of years of debate. And that's why both the schools have grown so beautifully. So many treatises scriptures have been written, so many perspectives have been explored. So this debate, this vada is very important. This vada is such a good thing to explore all sorts of new avenues. So that is there. And there is one more kind of speaking, which is, yes, Nirmala.
Adi Shankara had to beat down 72 such opponents.
Such scholars.
Yes, and each time he bet, the rule was whosoever lost it, they will be a sishya of his.
What a merit that is. It is not a punishment, it's a fortunate.
Surrender.
Yes, they were.
For example, Lord Muruga, he vanquished all the three asuras.
Acha.
But all the asuras became his, one became his whale, one became his, a whale was given by his mother, one became the cock, another became the, what is that? Peacock, another became the sarpa, I think, something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And there's another kind of debate which is called jalpa, Jalpa, jalpa. In this kind of debate, that the opponent's main intention is to prove the other fellow wrong. When you think of one profession which does that, easy. I have to prove you wrong. Which profession does that very efficiently?
Lawyers.
Lawyers. In that profession, the whole point is to prove the other fellow called. That is also a very legitimate form of this thing. It is called jalpa.
But jalpa is really condemned by all the Vedantins because it is so pointlessly they will argue sometimes. Not about lawyers. There are a group of people whose only business is to just say you are wrong and you are useless.
There is one more word for that, Nirmala. At least this jalpa has got some kind of, for example, advocates and lawyers, they have a goal, they have something to achieve. But for what you said now, there is one more name for that. It is called as Vitanda.
Vitandavada. Yes.
Vitandavada means just pointless and meaningless and mindlessly you go on countering everyone. It is called Vitandavada. It has become so rampant on WhatsApp these days. We go on arguing. We just don't listen to the other person's point of view. We don't give it any other thought. And in this Vitandavada, both parties take one stand. I don't have to prove anything. I'll just go on saying whatever I wish to. There is no logic. There is no respect for any point of view. You just go on. What happens on our prime time TV? Everyone is doing Vitandavada. Nobody is listening to any other person. Right? And so they don't have to establish that they just go on blabbering whatever comes and they are not.
Example is Rahul Gandhi. Example is Rahul Gandhi.
Not just him, see everyone on a panel, on a TV debate panel in the evening, you see, everyone just goes on shouting. So that is vitandavada. So this, I mean, these are the different kind of pravadata. And so vada is what God says he is, and vada is about the search for, in our case, the vada we are having, a discussion we are having is about search for truth. Who am I? That is the vada we are having. Okay. Yes.
I want to add something, Purnima-ji. The
Yes.
thing is that there is about, you were telling about Vada. So listening, we have to have, I keep on reading Stephen Covey's books. So in that he'll be telling that, you should be an empathetic listener. Then only you will be like, you can contemplate the person and you can give up to the point. So that's what I wanted to tell. Like, if we become an empathetic listener, the whatever unnecessary conversations will get stopped.
Yes.
We will listen to our hearts and we will give proper answer to them, whoever is, in front of us.
That is why Shravana is the highest. Learn to listen first. Shravana is the most important. If there was one category in this Vibhuti, God would have said, I am Shravana. Shravana is so important. That is the first. And Shravana matrena muktihi, it is said, as far as adhyātma-vidyā is concerned, Shravana itself, if we listen with all our heart and mind and complete integrated being, if we listen to this vidya, mukti is just in a flash.
True, that is there. I've experienced many times with the kids. If I'm doing something and if I listen to them properly, I'll answer them properly. If I'm not listening, Snigdha will not accept the answer what I have given. She'll tell, Amma, I think so. You haven't heard me properly.
True. Oh, they only will tell.
She'll tell. These days, she'll tell, Amma, I think so. You haven't heard what I was telling. This is not the answer I was expecting from you.
So we are kind of distracted all the time. We need to get it all together. And half the battle is won when we listen properly. Yes. Chalo, we will go to the next shloka.
Who was a very good listener who attained mukti because of listening? One particular person.
Ekalavya. He learned, at least he got knowledge because of listening.
Parikshit.
Bhagavatam he heard.
Just heard and he realized himself. You know how he heard? No food, no water, no sleep, nothing at all.
That is what, when it comes, there's the next shloka, it comes when this Parikshit example is very relevant. We will come to that then.
Amma, you told it in your that video. Parikshit.
Okay.
Parikshit story I've told in that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What did I share? Something wrong? Okay. Next, we are going to the shloka. akṣharāṇām a-kāro-smī dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya ca aham evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ. Once more. akṣharāṇām a-kāro-smī dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya ca aham evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ. Those who haven't chanted, go for it first, if you don't mind. Yes, please go. Padmaja, Sneha, Shweta.
I'll go.
Yes, Padmaja, helap.
akṣharāṇām a-kāro-smī dvandvaḥ-sāmāsikasya ca aham evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
akṣhayaḥ kālaha. aham eva akṣhayaḥ.
Kala. Aham evākṣhayaḥ. Can I say that?
Yes, please repeat it.
Aham evākṣhayaḥ kalo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Yes. Next, who wants to go next?
May I?
Yes, yes, Neha, carry on.
a-kāroऽस्मि dvandvaḥ dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya ca aham-evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Very good. Male?
akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्मि dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya ca aham evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Oh, good, Jayashree. Yes. anyone?
akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्मि dvandvaḥ-sāmāsikasya ca aham-evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Very good, Indra. Very nice.
akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्mि dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya ca
Aham
aham evākṣhayaḥ
kālo.
kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Very good. Everyone can go go for it if you wish. Because like Nirmala said,
akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्मि dvandvaḥ samāsikasya ca aham evākṣhayaḥ kālah dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्मि dvandvaḥ samāsikasya ca aham evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
yes, yes, Suma.
Yeah. Akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्mि. Oh, sorry.
Sāmāsikasya ca. Actually, it must be samasa.
Purnimaji, your screen is
Your,
moving over.
Inama?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
the screen. Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्mि dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya ca aham evākṣhayaḥ kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Helama, Shweta.
akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्मि dvandvaḥ samāsikasya ca aham
Evākṣhayaḥ kālo.
aham evākṣhayo kālo dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Yes, who is left? Yaradru heltira? Okay. Shweta Vadiyar, you want to try?
I will try. Aksharam a-kāroऽस्मि
No, akṣharāṇām
akṣharāṇām
a-kāroऽस्mि
a-kāroऽस्मि
dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya ca.
dvandvānām
Dvandvaḥ.
This word, can you just repeat Purnimaji?
Sāmāsikasya ca.
Sāmāsikasya ca.
Aham eva
Aham eva
akṣhayakalah
akṣhayakalah
dhātāhaṁ
dhātāhaṁ
viśhvato-mukhaḥ. Viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Yes. So, akṣharāṇām a-kāroऽस्mि. I am the beginning akshara a. All languages in the world start with a. Right? So, I am the a among all the alphabets. And I am the dvandva and the samasa. In grammar, in Sanskrit grammar, if you have learned Sanskrit in school, dvandva, samasa, they are the basic grammatical rules that we learn. So he said, he's saying, I am samasa. And what he's saying, aham eva akṣhayakalah. I am the endless eternal time. And ama viśhvato-mukhaḥ, and among all the creators, I am Brahma. Dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ. Dhata, among creators, I am viśhvato-mukhaḥ. Viśhvato-mukhaḥ is Brahma. He's got 4 heads, and he's looking everywhere. So he is Brahma. This is the verse. And let us see what we can learn about it. So,
Purnima, dhātāhaṁ means I am the greatest giver. No?
I am the giver.
Yes.
I am among the givers, I am Brahmaji. I am viśhvato-mukhaḥ.
Okay.
Something like that. Let us unravel it and see. So a-kāro, of course, is a no-brainer. Is the first alphabet. Even a baby newborn infant, the word, the first syllable that comes is a. And from a only, the a which comes from the base here, from a only all the other things are, all the other letters are formed only with a as the base. All the other letters, you have to twist the tongue, or you have to use the lips, or you have to use the teeth, something like that. But that a is the basic one. So he is saying, I am a. a-kāro is the, even om, even in om, which is the first primordial word, a-uma, that is the combination of these letters. So I am a. All letters are modifications of a. dvandvaḥ sāmāsikasya. So, sandhi samasa we have learnt in school. So, I am samasa. What is this samasa? Sandhi is a combination of 2 words. And samasa is also a combination of 2. It's a compound combination of 2 words. He's saying, I am samasa among the all these combinations. Signs of combining 2 words. This is very, very unique to Sanskrit and other our regional languages. Very unique. Because when you combine the 2 words, they retain their original meaning, yet they give a third, they give a different this thing altogether. Like, for example, Shashi-dhara. Shashi by itself is a complete word. Dhara is a complete word. What does it mean? The one who is wearing the moon. So what does it become? Shashi-dhara is Ishvara, is a Shiva, Lord Shiva. That is a sandhi. So beautiful, no? Sandhi. So most of our words are sandhis. 2 words with independent meaning, when they come together, they give a third meaning. And in dvandvaḥ, both the words are given equal importance. For example, we want to say Rama and Lakshmana. Who is greater, who is lower? Both are important. Rama, Lakshmana, both are important. So in English, we use the word and. In Sanskrit, we say Rama, Lakshmanau. 2. So like this, these are the beautiful ways of combining words. And in this combining of words, Krishna is saying, I am samasa. Ashte. So even when you are talking about grammar, think about me. So beautiful. That is the whole intention, is not about whether I am superior, this is superior, or that is superior. It is just that you remember me. That's all. In any which way, remember the glory of God. Imagine, even in the combining of words, there is that intelligence behind it, which is Krishna. Beautiful. And then I am akṣhaya kālaha. I am the eternal, continuous, ceaseless flow of time. The smallest and largest time unit is found where? In Sanatana Dharma scriptures, in the Bhagavatam. Do you know the smallest unit of time? Anyone knows what is the smallest unit of time that one can, that has been recorded in Bhagavata?
Nanoseconds?
Huh?
Nanoseconds, huh?
Yeah, nanoseconds. I don't know how it is measured. Yes.
Okay.
There is
I don't know that.
Yeah. Yes.
Near Mysore, there is one Pattanam. What is that?
Nimishamba.
Srirangapatana.
There is a goddess.
Shanamba.
For the king, she came, and she, in a nimisham, she will fulfill all your desires.
Nimisha, there is one Kshanamba also. Nimisha is still 1 minute. Kshana is 1 moment. But here, The smallest time unit found in the Bhagavatam is Anugala. Have you heard of Anugala? Anugalavu chinte. Alva Sneha? What is this Anugala?
Correct.
You know what this Anugala is? When I read that, my mind was blown. It is the time taken by the sun ray to cover an atom, ante, to sweep across an atom.
Wow, amazing.
Can you, I mean, the mind is so gross, we can't even get that. That's the time, that is Anugala, Sneha. Oh my God, it's so fantastic. I mean, my whole hair stood on end when I read that. Anugala is the shortest time that has been measured it is recorded in the Bhagavata. Imagine. Someday.
That is the ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಭಾಗವತ ಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ there was this concept of an atom. That is also very amazing to me actually.
Anu paramanu ella idellappa. Anu paramanu was always there in our alva.
Yes.
So Anugalavu chinte andre adu. Imagine a sun rays on atom sweep madbeku andre how small must be that unit of time.
Yes.
That is the basis apparently of all the next units of time that we are aware of. Seconds, minutes, hours, ella. Hours, days, years. So, I mean, the span is so mind-boggling from Anugala to eternity.
Yes. Infinity. Eternity.
Anurenu kshanagatra.
Anurenu truna
Trinakashta.
That
Truna
is
kashtana? Okay, sorry.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಚಂದ್ರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಅಣು ರೇಣು ತೃಣ ಕಾಷ್ಟ
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಭಗವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಧೂಳು ದಷ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಕಾಣಿಸದೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದಾನೆ ಅಂತ.
ಅದೇ ಒಂದ್ ವಿಭೂತಿ. ಅಣು ಆಟಮ್, ರೇಣು ರೇ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್, ತೃಣ ದಟ್ ಇದು ಅದೇ ಡಸ್ಟ್, ಕಾಷ್ಟ ಒಂದು ದರ್ಭೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲದ್ರಗೂ ಭಗವಂತನೇ. And after this Anu, and then we have the Hora bandirodu. Hora is the English Sanskrit word from which hour has come. Hora Shastra, adu bere ide namatra. Amele, the first person to divide 24 hours is Varahamihira. A day into 24 hours is Varahamihira. Everything has been there in our idu. And the longest do you know what is one Mahayuga composed of? Mahayuga en gotta? Nam Kaliyuga is how many years is Kaliyuga? Any idea? Gottidya yargadru? ಎಷ್ಟು years Kaliyuga? 4.2 lakh years is Kaliyuga. Double that is Dvapara. Thrice that is Treta. 4 times that is Satyayuga. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ 42 lakh years ಅಂತೆ. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಮಹಾಯುಗ. One day of Brahma is 2000 Mahayugas. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? 100 years of ಆತರ ಮಹಾಯುಗ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಳಯ. Mahavishnu's one blink of an eye is Brahmaji's one day. So can you imagine eternity? Which means even Brahmaji's lifespan is negligible. This is what we are talking about. For us, every minute.
This is what Roma Rishi has seen many Brahmajis.
Oh, which one? Which Rishi?
Roma Rishi.
Roma Rishi has seen many Brahmajis.
Many Brahmajis.
That means
but still he has not realized himself. Because he goes into Laya. Each time he wakes up, he sees different Brahmaji.
Isn't that all of us? How are we? All of us.
We don't last, no. We don't last for so many Brahmajis.
The bodies don't last. The bodies don't last, but basically the same thing is happening now.
Basically, that's correct.
But Roma Rishi has got the same body now.
Same body.
Okay.
Prabhuji once said, see, going into Laya, that how much useless it is.
Ashte. Useless.
You have wasted, no?
Yeah.
You have a long life. Have you done something worth it? No.
Mm.
You're just, going from one Brahmaji to another Brahmaji in your laya.
Laya. Every night also we go into laya. Each day is presented to us. So that we make a better use of it. I think we are doing that. No need to be so diffident,
Correct.
self-effacing. We are doing that. Every day we are learning something new. And so we are making good use of this kalaha, which is akshaya kalaha. And so in the Vidura Niti, it says, kalah pachati bhutani. Bhutani means all of us. Kalaha eats up all the bhutas. It eats up pachati. It digests all the bhutas. Kalah samharate prajaha.
Cooks and digests.
Boils, cooks, bakes, everything, and it digests.
Roasts, fries.
Roasting, frying, all sorts of cuisines are made of this bhutas. And kalaha supteshu jagruti. Kala is the only one which is awake when everything is sleeping. That is why it is eternal. It doesn't sleep. Eternal. Even pralaya, when everything has gone into seed state, kala is flowing. That is why it can be measured. Right? And then kālo hi duratikramaha. Nobody can overcome kala. Kala is this. Nobody can overcome or overtake kala. Except how? If nobody can overcome or overtake kala, what else can we do with kala? We can only transcend with understanding, by intellectual understanding. We can only be transcended. Because as long as the body, mind, intellect is there, we are slaves of time. Okay. Dhātāhaṁ viśhvato-mukhaḥ. Dhāta is a sustainer. Correct. Dhāta means the one who sustains. Who is sustaining this creation? This Brahmaji. Viśhvato-mukhaḥ. So he is saying, among all the devatas, I am Brahmaji. And Dhāta is also the universal dispenser of karma. Brahma also means Ishvara, Bhagavan. Universal dispenser of karma. What a wonderful job he does. All that last time we spoke about it, how the Chitra and Gupta will maintain all our records and give us all these. The other day, all the sutaras were talking about Sanchita, Prarabdha, Agami, all these karmas, the account maintainer is Ishvara. And he will just dispense these things for us. Any thoughts on this karma dispensation? Because I got a beautiful story coming up for this. There's a story of Janaka Maharaja. Nirmala, I don't know if you know this story. If you do, please share. So this Janaka is, as we know, is a Rajarshi. Was a Rajarshi, and he was an enlightened being. And so one of them, there was a thought among the prajas, how one man can be so fortunate? He's the king, he's the best king, he's adored by his people, he's so just, his kingdom is so peaceful, and then he's also enlightened. He has got all the health, wealth, prosperity, all the aishwaryas he has got. How can one man be so fortunate in one lifetime? Was the question, for which one Mahatma gave the story behind this Janaka Maharaja's fortune. Okay. This Janaka himself wanted to know how I can be born, because poor fellow, he could see less fortunate people around him, and being a sympathetic, compassionate person, he only had that question. He wanted to know the answer. And so he asked a Mahatma, why is this so much difference, in what one gets and is born. So he is told, now you start walking towards the west. From sunrise, you start walking towards the west, and you will start getting your answers. He said, that Mahatma says, you go start walking towards east or west or whatever, and you will find a man who is eating dry leaves. You talk to him. So this Janaka starts walking, and he finds a man who is eating dry leaves. Can you imagine dry leaves? And so he stops by and said, and tells him, I want to know what's happening with me. So the man said, yes. He asked him, why are you eating dry leaves? So he said, in the past life, I was born to a mother we were 4 of us, 4 children. I was the eldest among them. And a guest walked into the house. We were very poor, of course. We had nothing. And my mom had only 4 chapatis. She gave those 4 rotis to 4 children. And we were just about to eat. We were hungry for some like 3-4 days. That was the first food that had come to us. And I was about to put that chapati into our mouth, and the guest walked in. And Amma said she didn't have any. And so she requested the eldest child to part with that chapati. And this fellow who was eating this fellow said, the child said, I cannot give you the chapati. If I give you my chapati, what will I eat? Will I eat dry leaves? That child had said. And so in this lifetime, this man is eating dry leaves. So whatever we utter from our mouth, kaya, vacha, manasa, everything is being recorded. And with what bhavana that was said, I want it for myself, I cannot give it to you. I want the chapati for myself, I can't give it to you. So this man in this lifetime is eating dry leaves. And one more, then this Janaka goes forward, and one more person who are eating ashes. So now we know the story. That was the second child who was eating, who said, because the elder fellow didn't give the chapati, the second one was asked to give. And the second one said, if I give you this chapati, what shall I eat? Shall I eat ashes? And so the second one is born in this lifetime eating ashes. Then again Janaka goes forward. And the fellow who is eating ashes will say, you go forward, you will come to a small hut in which there is a newborn child. That will give you the next answer. And so he goes towards the hut, and of course there's an infant newborn. By the way, I have got an infant in my house. Tuesday, a grandchild was born. A baby girl was born to my son and daughter.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lakshmi.
Yeah, the moment I said infant, then I remembered that I have an infant at home.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. And so this infant in this story, of course it can talk. Fortunately, my infant can't talk. And this infant, this Janaka goes and tells the family, I want to talk to the baby. And so it is lying in the cradle, and the infant talks, and he says, yes, Janaka, you have come. So I was the third child who told that guest, I cannot give you my chapati, because if I give you the chapati, I will die of hunger. And so this baby is born every time, and it dies in the cradle. Very horrible kind of story. And then the last child is, of course, Janaka. That child, the youngest child of the family, gives the chapati to the guest. And poor fellow, in that lifetime, it dies because it died of hunger. And so now that last child, who was so generous, and he was so, he just spontaneously gave the chapati without thinking of itself. Now it is born with this kind of glory. He is Janaka. Now, I don't know if this story is scary or reassuring. What do you think? How does karma work?
Yes, ma, correct, Madu. Karmane. Haudu.
But it's kind of very scary, I mean, we say things without thinking. We do things without thinking. We don't think too much of the consequences, isn't it?
In the
ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಇದೆಯಮ್ಮ.
Good, Chandra. Yes, Nirmala.
in the yajna which Yudhishthira performed, there came one what is that?
Golden goose.
Golden?
Mongoose.
Golden mongoose. It had one side full of gold.
Correct.
Other side was no gold. So they all asked, where did you get this gold from? Said that Rati Deva, he had bought that atta. That atta had fallen down. by mistake, I just lay down there and I became gold. So I came to this yajna thinking maybe here also, if I lie down that side, other side will also become gold. This is not up to the mark.
Yeah. So that is the kind of punya all these guys did with their punya karmas. Yeah, that's it for today. It's already 7:55. Any thoughts? You can share, all of you. Unmute and share. And we
ಅಮ್ಮ
can...
ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಮ್ಮ. ಅದೇನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ 99 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ಗೆ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ತೀರೋಗಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಪ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 68 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಆದ್ರು ಆರ್ಮಿಯಿಂದ. ಸೊ 64 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮನೂ 70 ಏನೋ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 99 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ತೀರೋದ್ರು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವರ್ಷ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಕೆಲ್ಸ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 2011 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೊಂದು ಫೋನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಮಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ECHS ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಂಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹುಡುಕಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರ ಹೆಸರು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಭಗವಂತನ ಪ್ಲಾನೇ ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಭಗವಂತನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನಾಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವಿಡೋ ಡಾಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಬಂತಮ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಅದು ನಾನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರುವಾಗ ನನ್ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಭಗವಂತ ಒಂದ್ ಕೊಟ್ರುನುವೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾನಮ್ಮ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ನಾವೇನೋ ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಅದು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸೊ ಇದೇ ವಾಸ್ತವ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಭಗವಂತ. ತುಂಬಾ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನಮ್ಮ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲು. ಅದು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಅವನು. ಕಷ್ಟನೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಕುಂತಿ ಹೇಳೋ ತರ ಕಷ್ಟನೂ ಕೊಡು ನಂಗೆ, ನನ್ ಜೊತೆನೂ ಇರೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ. ಆ ತರ ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲು ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಧೈರ್ಯ, ಕರೇಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರತ್ತಮ್ಮ.
Wonderful. Thank
How
you.
beautiful, Chandra.
Beautifully she shared.
Really, it is true. See, God, I'll think that. ಸೊ ನನ್ಗೇನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಮನೇನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಮನೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ. ಆಚೆ ಕಡೆ 40x50 ಜಾಗ ಇದೆ ನನ್ಗೆ, AC ರೂಮ್ ತರ. ಅದು ಡೆಡ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ, 3rd ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಷ್ಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ವ್ಯೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ನಾನು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇವಾಗ. ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತುಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೈ ಗುರೂಸ್. ಅಂಡ್
usually we will be sad only. What is this, God? Why did you do this for me? How can you do this? Why did you hurt me like this by taking away my husband? But when you come to such classes, no, the other side you can see.
Yes.
That is the time.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chandra. I'm very emotional.
Because we have so many blessings, we forget the blessings and we just see what is bothering us right now. So that is the huge lesson we have to learn. So many blessings. Just the fact.
Hello.
Yes, ಹೇಳಿಪ್ಪ.
ಇದು as ಚಂದ್ರ said, ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ sometimes without our knowledge ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರಿಂದನೋ ಏನೋ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೇವ್ರು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವಾಗ ನಾವ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ವೆರಿ ಬಿಗ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪೆಂಡ್ when I was working in a bank. I was posted to rural area. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೀ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ನನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಈಗ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನೀವ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗಿ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಳೇ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ವಿತ್ ಸಬ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು half an hour ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫೋನ್ ಬಂತು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮೆಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕೀಸ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನನ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಆ ಪ್ಯೂನನ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಗೆ ಕೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಾಲನ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್. ಅವರು ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಡೆಡ್.
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪಾಪ.
Another person who was with him, he was fallen ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಪಾಪ he lost one eye. Then I procured all the keys. Luckily, that all the keys were intact.
Nodi.
And I produced it to them. ನನಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೋಗದೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಫೀಲ್. ದೇವ್ರು ಆ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ ಮನ್ಸು ನಾವ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು ನೋಡಿ. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್. ನನ್ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡು ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್. ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹ ಸುಮತಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರು. ಓಕೆ, ದೇವರ್ ಅಟ್ ಹೋಮ್. See, this is how God helps us.
Blessing, Appa, blessing. If we care to listen to that inner voice, ಇಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ನಮ್ ಮನ್ಸೆ ಫುಲ್ ಗೊಯ ಅಂತ ಶಬ್ದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಇನ್ನರ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಸೋ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ರಮಾಜಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಪ, ತುಂಬಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್. ಯಾ, ರಿಯಲಿ
ಒಬ್ಳೆ ಇರೋದಮ್ಮ. ನಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಬ್ಳೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತೀಯ ನೀನು ಅಂತ. ಒಬ್ಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಐ ಆಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು.
ಸಂತೋಷ. ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. Thank you so much for sharing beautiful thoughts. ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ಗು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ. ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್. Thank you so much.
Did anybody see Sam Bahadur?
Not yet. It's on Netflix.
Please see. It's very well done. So when I was 5 years old, my father was driving the Lambretta scooter. Those days, the wife sits behind and there will be a round tire there.
Stepney.
In that I was sitting. Suddenly it was night, 9:30, 10. It's some urgent work we had to go. So we were returning. And in the railway track, they suddenly put the gate. In front was a very hoity-toity car. And my father didn't expect the thing to fall, and he went and banged on that car. And he found out, it is Manaksha's car. So he got very scared. And he came and told me, Namla, chant Sri Rama Jayam. I think we three are going to be in the jail very soon. Because it is Sam Manaksha's car. And big dent has come. So I chanted for my life Sri Rama Jayam. That was my first introduction to Sri Rama Jayam. And believe it or not, he just got down from the car. He saw this man. My father is bald. So this man is old man with a wife and a little daughter. He said, that's okay. I will take care.
How sweet.
It looked as though Sakshat Rama came and saved us.
Yes. Fortunate to hit Rama's car and not XYZ.